right? Ah, look at that. I can't remember what it was that came out to begin with, but it was Aquarius. So that was meant to, maybe it was meant for you. But show the world the real you, full moon and Aquarius. And we have nothing will come of this situation, void of course moon. And what I'm feeling from all of this, right, is that whatever happens, because I do feel like, you know, I don't see a tower moment, but I do see, like, you know, some turmoil here and here. I mean, it's all for your own good, right? And here. And this, it can be about disconnecting yourself, this full moon in Aquarius, right? Being a little bit distant. Kind of disconnecting yourself from what's going on. This is an Aquarian card too. I think this is Venus in Aquarius. We do have, this is a Scorpio card. What is this? This is Mars in Scorpio. And Venus is in Scorpio, making an opposition to Uranus, which would be like this, you know, lightning bolt happening here. Like I said, whatever comes up, it kind of helps us to just see what our dreams are, right? This, like, I'm drawn to the Hanged Man here. And going within and really, and the, you know, I'm looking at this, and it's got this, you know, this is like your heart, right? All these barriers you've put up around your heart. So I'm saying this as being the same thing here. Yeah, I don't think I hear heart-shaped box in my head. But yeah, whatever it is to push you outside of that comfort zone and kind of force you to look within, right? To actually moves you closer to discovering what your true desires are. All right, I'm going to move this just a little bit to, yeah. All right, just a little bit more. Bear with me. All right. I feel satisfied with that. Okay. I just, as I was doing that, I noticed that this pilgrim has some similar colors to this. So this time period, wow. Yeah, okay, guys. So listen, whoa. Sorry, I picked that up and, like, there is, the story is starting to really take shape here. So we have Apocalypsis, which is about truth being revealed. And I mean, look at how they, like, right, you're looking for truth, but you're also looking for a conflict, right? I feel like you're looking for your way out, right? The destroyer in reverse. You're kind of like in waiting. The venom, you know, pointed towards the future here. Then we have, you know, this is ending some kind of toxic relationship, I feel, that you feel stuck in, right? And then after that happens, we have Anima Mundi, which is, you know, everything is one, the unseen, and agape. And, you know, I'm just really, and which is, you know, divine love, higher consciousness love. Because I'm looking at this Four of Wands here in the water element. And this Five of Cups, right? It's like, I feel like this during this second week, and I'm sorry we're starting here, but it's just really drawing me in. That there's, you know, you're hunting for this conflict here to leave behind, you know, this Three of Cups. I feel like your heart is someplace else, right? You're in a relationship, but your heart is with the soulmate. Wow. Okay. So underneath the Three of Cups, we have the Sun, the Magician, the Wheel of Fortune. Whoa. The Ten of Cups, the Page of Cups, the Star, the Lovers, the Fool, the Six of Cups, and we have Knight of Swords here, which I feel is kind of like this right here, right? Looking for that conflict that you can slice through, right? Deliver your truth and reveal the Sun here. Because underneath that, we have the King of Cups and those cards that came out in the beginning. After that, we have the World. After that, we have the Queen of Cups, the Nine of Cups. I mean, what? Guys. That is, I mean, like, the story is right there. You know, this revealing that truth, delivering whatever truth you have is, you know, causing this, you know, wheel to turn, the magic to happen, to bring in, right, your wish fulfillment. This soulmate, right? Being able to take a leap towards that soulmate, right? Because here, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. You know, we have in this, it's like you've come to this crossroads, right? This moment of truth here. And, you know, to take this bridge and go towards that Two of Cups, leave this Three of Cups behind. And yes, I mean, like, it's going to be difficult. It never is, right? We get feelings of guilt. You know, the other person is, you know, seems to be toxic. You know, I really feel this toxic element. So, you know, be aware of that, right? Keep that, you know, barrier for now. I feel like, you know, right now you need to have, a block up against them, right? Detach yourself from the situation. Completely detach yourself emotionally, right? Because this card is saying nothing will come of it. Underneath that, it says your dreams need a practical plan, right? And this is the full moon, once again, which is about letting something go. So it makes me feel like, you know, I don't know if you know better than I would how this person is, how you need to handle the situation. That maybe you do need to kind of bide your time, right? The Hanged Man here, looking for the opening. All right. Sorry, it just really, like, because we do have the Divine Masculine here. You know, and this, you're in an environment that is going to deliver, right? Aquarius rules Uranus. Venus in Aquarius. Venus in Scorpio. Venus in Aries. Which is where Mars is. And where Mars has turned direct and is moving forward now. All right. So, going back to, you know, this, like, Eight of Cups in the past. We have, you know, in a traditional Eight of Cups, we do see the person heading off into the distance on a journey, right? This pilgrim card towards something more fulfilling. And they're usually heading towards the moon. Now, I feel like there's a desire to do that, but I feel like more you've been exploring your inner depths, right? Kind of going layer by layer. And you've reached this conclusion, right? That an end is near, that in order to go after your passions, you know, where your heart truly lies. Wow, that's, maybe that is like kind of going through different lives, even on the subconscious level, since that popped out of my mouth. Weird things have been coming out of my mouth lately, guys. I'm telling you. I'm like, where in the world did that come from? Like, I'll have something else in my head entirely, and something that I never even say comes out of my mouth. It's so strange. Like last night, something happened, and I said, I was going to say, what the hell, which is normally my, you know, what I say. And I was thinking it in my head, and what came out of my mouth? Puck. What the puck? I'm like, what? I don't say that. I don't know, guys. I don't know. So maybe you guys are having some things like that happening. At any rate, you know, this, I just realized last night that I've been reading for these this time period, and completely forgot that it was Thanksgiving, right? This first week. So I feel like, you know, you've got your mind on that. You've got, you know, and you're feeling thankful. And I feel like, you know, you're around family, maybe people that know you, right? Because in your mind, you've got this King of Pentacles. This is the air element. And he's got it all. And I do think that, you know, you're very connected. We see this, you know, angel type figure here, which is spirit, you know, the treasures, the love here. And I do think that you're kind of making a plan. You're making a plan on how you're going to achieve this. I think you're also very much in your element this first week. You know, but you're making plans, this star energy here, like radiating out. You know, he's looking through this camera, bringing it into focus, right? How am I going to make this dream come true? Big picture. What are the small steps that I need to take? And perhaps starting to take those small steps, right? Because if you watched the intro, the key to this is kind of starting small and moving outward, you know. Because we do have all this star energy here, right? Kind of out of focus, bringing it into focus. Then we have the star here. And we have this moon behind here. And this is a full moon eclipse. So, you know, that's kind of amplifying this desire to get out, right? So, you know, here, and this is what you're moving towards. And once again, you know, we see this like kind of, you know, I almost see this as a projector, right? And the horse, for me, it symbolizes freedom. There's love, companionship, loyalty, intelligence, right? All of these things. And I feel like, you know, there's almost like this camera kind of playing out, right? You're kind of imagining how this is all going to play out. And you're looking, right? You're hunting for this conflict that's going to kind of set you free, right? That's typically how we do it, whether it's, you know, conscious or subconscious. You might as well be conscious about it, right? You might choose a better moment, because if you're doing it subconsciously, it's going to be like some stupid thing that, you know, causes a fight. And then is it really a good strategy for getting out? Yeah. Because this person is manipulative, right? We see this checkerboard or chessboard here, right? Using pawns You know, and this child, it could be a child, it could be any number of things, but it's something that you care about, right? It could even just be your inner child, right? This person knows how to push those buttons. They know your weaknesses. So be prepared, right? That's why, and you are looking at that, I really feel. That's why you're exploring yourself, watching for that opportune moment, hanging back. And I've been there before, so I get it. You know, eventually it'll happen, and that's the time to strike. And yeah, you're like, you know, look, it's the river, and then we see this body of water, right? Water, the subconscious, 8 of Cups. Like I said, I feel like you've been like even exploring other lives, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. And then we have the moon in the future, which is even going deeper, right? Deeper and more into the unknown. But this is, you know, you going through this transformation, kind of riding the wave and waiting for that, you know, knowing that this is going to end, this ending is going to come. And, you know, somebody else is going through the same thing as you, the very same time, right? Because we have, yes, your subconscious and your conscious mind mirroring each other here. But I also feel with it connected to this 4 of Wands here, that someone else, you know, because this is in your subconscious. Your subconscious has another subconscious or another person it's connecting to that's going through the exact same thing you are. On some, well, maybe not the exact same thing, but there's something ending in their life as well. This could, you know, this can be a number of things. Yes, I think it's definitely this ending, but it's even more than that. And yeah, I mean, like, this is kind of like that Fool card, but on an even, you know, the Fool card is, it's like the Fool card knows where it's going. I feel like in this situation, it's like this, you know, because she's diving into the unknown, knowing, you know, that there's enough breath, right? There's enough to sustain you here. Trying to see if there's anything else. You know, these shifts, you know, this is what you're wanting this shift to happen, watching for the shift to happen. And you're very balanced here. I feel, you know, very solid, right? The box, it's very solid. And I feel like you do have this kind of wall up around it right now. But I think that it's like you've been preparing to, like, let the wall down. Maybe this is part of this 10 of Swords here too. Right? Like in the subconscious, you know, you're ready to like open it up. You're tired of having it in the box. You're tired of having to hide it.